We are now just a little over 5 months away from the official release of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, that is all set and ready to introduce many different revelations that will lead to saga-wide implications in this movie. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, I think by far one of the most exciting aspects of The Rise of Skywalker is how it's going to hold a lot of connections to the originals and the prequels. That's really going to change our view of the past 8 Star Wars films that come before this one in this current trilogy. And not only that, we also know that Episode 9 is really going to embrace the use of Star Wars Legends material as a form of inspirational source material to tell a very unique story. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that a description of Rey traveling to the Lost City, where it's explained that she is heading toward the Land of Warriors, a place full of ancient Jedi statues and ruins. It's said that eventually Rey reaches the statue of Anakin Skywalker that is said to contain many secrets left by Anakin during and after the Clone Wars many years ago. It's said that eventually Rey opens the statue of Anakin Skywalker and discovers a strange device that is said to hold a connection to the Beyond itself. The object is described to contain a link to the origins of the dark side and glows in a red and blue hue on each end, where it's in the shape of a cube with spikes on it. The device was said to have played a small part in the development of Anakin's dark side, where Anakin realized the pull to the dark with this device, where he kept it hidden away, and that the device is set to appear in the upcoming The Clone Wars Season 7 debut in 2020. Additionally, it's described that the device granted Anakin a new Force power that will also be explained in The Clone Wars Season 7, where the device will play a role in Episode 9 by JJ, and as for Rey, also unlocking a new ability within her by use of this device. So let's go over a couple of parts about this, because we do know that Episode 9 is going to introduce all of these different Force powers that will be initiated by either certain devices or certain pieces of knowledge of the ancient Jedi and or Sith between both Rey and Kylo Ren. So it's going to be a very interesting side of Star Wars to see brand new Jedi and Sith lore being introduced by JJ, George Lucas, and Chris Terrio. Now, on top of all of this, we do know that the Lost City is very vital in the second act of Episode 9 for Rey's journey, and this object that Anakin Skywalker kept hidden away for many years during and after the Clone Wars is actually said to have a bigger, I guess you could say, explanation, if you will, in the Clone Wars Season 7, which, by the way, is slated for release in 2020, just next year. So this device is said to be a mixture of having a red and blue hue and is in the shape of a cube with spikes on it, and is said to have played a partial role in the actual development of Anakin Skywalker's dark side. Now, what's really exciting about this also is that this device was also a device that led to a new power that Anakin was able to unlock during the Clone Wars, and we're going to see this new power in the upcoming The Clone Wars Season 7 as well. And I think that's one of the more exciting things here. We can already see why J.J. Abrams was talking with Dave Filoni and everybody involved with The Clone Wars Season 7. You know, we can see now the connections that are being made in The Rise of Skywalker that are being used as a foundation to really introduce new Star Wars lore. So, what I like about this also is that there's of course the statue of Anakin Skywalker based within the Lost City that is actually said to have been built by the Force Guardians. Now, the Force Guardians, they're no longer there, but they used to be, and they were said to be these Force godlike beings of some kind that were able to build up these large structures and really keep the whole entire structure of the Lost City, the Land of Warriors, the Land of the Forbidden, etc., pretty much keeping it up and running underneath the surface of this unknown world. So, Anakin Skywalker unlocking this new power, the same exact thing goes for Rey when she holds this device, and she does have a darkness that is dormant within her. In case you guys did not know, there is some kind of darkness dormant within Rey that is going to be explained in Episode 9 by JJ, and personally, I cannot wait to see exactly what they are going to do with Episode 9 when it comes to Rey's journey in this film and where she's going to end up being at the very end of The Rise of Skywalker. Now, at the end of the day, we do know that Anakin Skywalker really is the core character in this massive saga ever since Episode 1, right? I mean, he really is the glue of the franchise. He really binds the franchise together because he is the character who ultimately becomes Darth Vader, which is, of course, the father of Luke Skywalker. Hence, of course, why we have the whole entire Skywalker bloodline. And the fact that they are going to be throwing in a lot of nods to the Clone Wars here, and a lot of nods to the character of Anakin Skywalker in the Lost City itself, I think is a step in the right direction by Disney, Lucasfilm, JJ, and crew to introduce a different side of the Star Wars franchise, to show us new lore, where this movie will, like I say, is going to be used as a foundation to create something new. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No, I'm not the one from night to moon.